Evening, evening. I hope you are all well. What a day to be alive. Liverpool have confirmed that Darwin Núñez and Andy Robertson are going to be sold this season. What the hell? It's party time. It is party time. How long has this been going on? I think that's a song. Oh my God. Honestly, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. We are going to get a new number 9. We are going to get a new left back. Yes. 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 There you go, Polo. You said it. Wait for you to all roll in. 38 of you in here. Hit the likes, hit the subscribes. You know how it goes. Let me do a couple of shout outs and a bit of recognition to some of the members in the house. Big up Harrison. Big up James. Evening Jen. Any more in the house? Any more in the house? No more members in the house right now. Also big up Luke. Big up Polo. Polo, keep the funnies going. Keep the funnies going. You're a funny guy. You write funny stuff. Okay? Keep the funnies going. I've seen you in a number of chats, and you've made me laugh with what you've wrote. Keep it coming. Bill Kingsman, Melon Dope. I can't even say that, but Mr. Y, I'll call you. Chills in the house. Malcolm, good to have you on board. Who else we got? Who else have we got? Badro, not seen you before. Welcome. David in the house. AA, as always. Also writes some funny stuff as well. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Right. Did anybody think Robbo was going to be sold? I thought he was just going to stay forever. Like, I genuinely thought he was just going to be part of the furniture. Like, because Robbo always talked about that he had a good season. He's got plenty left in him. He's gonna go again. I just genuinely thought it was all gonna happen. Big up Mezzi. Also, big up Solo P1. Hope you are well, and go and check out his channel if you haven't. I just thought he was just going to keep on trucking, and I genuinely thought that next season, Kirkez, Robbo, going to be fighting it out, but no, looks like Andy Robertson is going to go to pastures new and probably play against Trent, which is going to be a really interesting one. The pair of them are learning the lingo. I want to see the Atletico Madrid press conference. Because if Robbo comes out with full Scottish Spanish, that is going to make me spit out my tea. Because you knew all along, Robbo. You knew all along you were leaving. And you learned Spanish. Oh, yes. Big up Alias. Oh, my God. I think we should have like an extra parade. Like at the start of the season. Just for the outgoings. So this is called the Outgoing Show, okay? And we're going to go through all of the players that we've just that are on my actual thumbnail. Pause. And we're going to go through all of the links to if they're going to be sold, where they're going to go. Also, we can have a look where they're going to fit in, if they're actually going to have a job to play next season. We can also go through some of the recent links to other players that we're talking about. Maybe we can do a little chat around what else is going on in the Premier League, because there seems to be a lot of other players moving around. Maybe the revolving door we might end up with someone off the back of that. Also, we can also chat about some of the players that are on holiday, some funny stuff that I've found out, especially about Cody Gapco dyeing his hair, which is hilarious. I mean, you can all look at Mo's physique while he's on holiday if you want, if that floats your boat. We can also talk about Arnie Slot being in Ibiza again. Like the guy likes Ibiza. Maybe he's gone there to meet with Georgie Smack. I don't know, but Arnie Slot was in Ibiza again. like you got all the other guys that go to Dubai and places like that, but Arnie's just Dutch, isn't he? Like, you just like Spain, just a normal package holiday. Like maybe rent a little area out at the back of Ocean Beach, and that's Arnie Slot sorted. Like, no frills, like not a lavish guy, doesn't drive around in Lamborghinis or anything like that. Just a normal guy by the looks of it. On the piss, yeah, he was absolutely. Still loving it. He's got a bit of a gut on him, so he doesn't need to be. But he's not doing the lactate test, is he? At the start of the season, he's done his time as a player and then a player coach. I'm sure he does a little bit. He does a bit of paddleball, doesn't he? He plays a bit of paddleball. Like, he's pretty good at paddleball, actually, isn't he? He beat Gary Lineker, didn't he, at paddleball? So yeah, he went to visit Alvarez. Nudge, nudge. Maybe he did. Maybe he's already been there. Maybe he went there. Maybe he went there a couple of weeks ago. I remember I said Robbo to Madrid 7 days ago. Daily Record, Scotland, Richard Hughes' brother. Yep, absolutely, mate. You said it. Nobody believes you, though, unfortunately, which does happen a lot. Like, I get that a lot as well. Like, nobody believes me either about a lot of stuff, especially about the actual price that Verts would cost. And I also talked about the wages. I thought I'd just bring this one up as well. Why not? Why not just bring this up as well? Because I all told you that we were not going to break our wage structure for this guy, and we haven't. So we've managed to sign a guy that everybody thought we were going to pay 130 million quid for 100 million quid, and everybody thought we were going to pay him £350,000 a week, and we're actually only paying him around £220,000 a week. So I think we've got really good people in charge who can do really good business. I don't know about you, but I trust that guy. Edwards and Hughes, give them a pat on the back. It's class business as usual. What I will say though, yeah, I didn't get a chance to say this on Don's show, is the amount of negativity we have had from the opposition fans, yeah, on all of their channels, by the way, talking about, oh, we paid 100 million, we paid over the odds, you know, we didn't go in for this guy because he cost this much. We signed Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister for 75 million. Let that one sink in. We signed two of the best midfielders in the world for 75 million. Manchester City paid 65 million for Mamouche. He's on 300 grand a week. We paid 75 million for Alexis McAllister and Ryan Gravenberch. Ryan Gravenberch was voted the best young player in the Premier League. That's not by coincidence. It's because he fucking was. Yeah. And then you've got Alexis McAllister, who's a World Cup winner, who's the heart and soul of Argentina. And Argentina just drew 1-1 with Colombia, by the way, probably because McAllister wasn't playing. Yeah. One of our best midfielders last season by a country mile. Incredible player. Yeah. 35 million quid he cost. 35 million quid. And then you pay 34 million quid for Ryan Gravenberch. And people are telling us that we paid over the odds. Oh, we weren't in for Wirtz because he cost too much. Well, guess what? We can pay 100 million quid for that guy when we paid 70 for those two guys who were insane, who were insanely good. Like, that's just a great bit of business. And also, just to make a point of it, when was the last time Liverpool spent any money on a central defender, on anyone from the defence? When was the last time Liverpool spent money on a defender? Yeah, Kostas Tsimikas was the last defender we signed. How long ago has Kostas Tsimikas get signed at the club? Kostas Tsimikas got signed after we won the Premier League. That is how good Liverpool are with business. Like, we haven't had to buy any defenders for years, for literally years. Like, Manchester City are literally shelling out 50 million here, 50 million there, blah, 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 on all these defenders, left backs, right backs, centre backs, whatever. We literally haven't spent any money on defenders for years and years. And now we spent, drumroll, how much have we spent on a defender? Because we've just signed one. Oh, 29 million quid. 29 million quid for Frimpong, who's possibly the best right wing back in the world. Like, numbers, statistics, data, goals, assists, chance creation, dribbles, runs, everything. He's up there. He's right at the top of it. Everything. Like, when a whole season in the Bundesliga unbeaten, guy's an absolute monster. 29 million quid. Oh, hang on a minute. 29 million quid up front? No, we don't pay up front. No, why will we be paying up front for him? No, we'll spread that over 3 years, mate. Spread that over what? You're going to spread that over 3 years? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, fine. We'll do that then. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll spread that over 3 years then. So we pay what? 10 million quid a year for 3 years for Frimpong? Sounds like good business to me. Sounds like good business to me. Oh, what am I going to do? Oh, yeah, I'm going to spend How much? 50 million, 30 million, 40 million? How much did Arsenal spend? How much did Manchester City spend? How much have these guys been spending on right backs and left backs and centre backs? Do we need to talk about Calafiore? Do we need to talk about Timber? Do we need to talk about all the other centre backs they bought? And right backs, left backs? Yeah? Well, what have we done? Oh, yeah, we've done nothing. We haven't needed to do anything because all of our centre backs were signed many years ago. So guess what we're doing now? We're buying some more. We're investing in the team again because we can invest in the team again now because we've been so good with spending money the right way in the right areas over the years. And I know we've needed a midfielder, and I get that. I knew we needed a midfielder for years and years. I get that. And I know we got injuries and we didn't have a defender. I totally get that as well. I really do get that. But who didn't want the players? We all know who didn't want the players. Jurgen didn't want the players because Jurgen then turned around and said, I've got enough midfielders, and started listing them all. And then we ended up with who? We ended up with a Brazilian guy that broke on the first day. Telling you, like, this is the guy's back. Like, Michael Edwards is sat there and he's like, this is my club. This is my club. And anyone who believes the rumours about him talking to Al Hilal, he's talking to Al Hilal because he's trying to shift Darwin Núñez off to them. And that's the only links he's got to Saudi Arabia, is he is there or on the phone or in their inbox saying, take some of our players. Take some of our players, please. Take some of our players off us. And I'm going to do the super chats in a sec, don't worry. Honestly, that's how Liverpool do business. This is what we're talking about. 100 million for the best number 10 in the world, and he's on just over 200 grand a week. Oh, and guess what? We're getting rid of Andy Robinson, who's on 160 grand a week. Moving players on who are on high wages, who are at their shelf life. Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah are just not at their shelf life. They're not. If they were, sorry guys, they'd be going as well. We know how it works. Mo Salah said it in an interview with Gary Neville. He knows how it works at Liverpool. 10% chance that he'd stay because look at history. Edwards doesn't want to keep old players because they devalue in price and they obviously lose their peak. Mo and Virgil are outliers. We've gone through the data. We've gone through the numbers. We've gone through these two. These are outliers because these are the likes of your Messis, your Ronaldos, your Lewandowskis, Kevin De Bruyne's. Kevin De Bruyne's broke now, to be fair. But these are outliers. These are the guys that just keep on going. Luis Suarez's just keep on going. And they don't stop. And they want more. And we also need to talk about Alisson as well, who wants more. Turned down big money to go to Turkey. He wants more. He's come out and said 2027. Yeah, I'm there. I'm there. Why would I leave Liverpool? Why would I leave Liverpool? I'm the best goalkeeper in the world. They're potentially the best team in the world. Why would I leave Liverpool? All I'm saying with Alisson is Ali should be our next goalkeeper coach. Like, Taffarel leaves, Alisson takes his place in like 4 years' time, 5 years' time for me. Keep him at Liverpool. The guy is a wealth of knowledge, an incredible goalkeeper. 14 clean sheets in 28 games. Alisson in the Premier League. Like I take it all back. I take it all back. Humble pie. I'm eating that humble pie. Okay. I said Queven should get a chance. He wouldn't have stood a chance with Ali. Can't even tie his shoelaces. Anyway, I'm going to do super chats. 2 secs. Oh, big up, Jen. Really appreciate that. Grab your memberships. Grab your memberships. And Red Vision again. Amazing, mate. Really appreciate it. Appreciated. And big up, Peter, for the super chat. Love the content. Always spot on. I'm not always spot on, but but I try my best, and I also admit when I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, I admit it. Like Osherman, it doesn't look like Osherman was going to be the first one through the door. I put my neck on the line and said he will be the first signing. I was wrong. Maybe he'll be the last signing. I don't know, but I still think he's definitely one that is hot. I think that's still hot. Let me do a couple of shout outs while I'm here. Big up Daryl, hope you are well. Big up Liverpool goals. He could end up at Atletico. You're absolutely right. Big up Ant. Big up Marcus. Any other newbies in here? Oh, big up Scottish. I haven't said a shout out. Hope you're well, mate. Big up David. Shakes is in the house. Damo. Evening. Yeah, we need to talk about that as well. I don't think I can talk about that though, to be honest, mate. I might end up getting banned. Ozan, good to have you back. I haven't seen you for a while. Can't say your name, so just say Fester. Hope you're well. I don't think I said hello to LFC Monster, but I just have. Who else have we got? Cam. Evening. Abdul. Bonkers. Chris. Strong name, that. Strong name, Chris. I think, oh, James as well. John. I think that's everyone. Colin in the house. Hope you're well, mate. I think we're done. Okay, so let's go through a bit of transfer news. He might do. He might go back. That's a fair point. But I'd definitely take him as a coach. Also, man like Jav. Hope you're well. Just arrived, and Neil. Hope you are well. And also Eric just arrived. And just as AA said, smash them likes. Smash them likes. Okay, let's go. Some more updates. Right, so this one, actually, this is called the Outgoings show. So should we talk about Outgoings? Let's talk about Outgoings. First one on the list. My friend, your friend, everyone's friend, Andy Robertson. So Theo Hernandez has not made the cut, and he is out of the frame or removed to Atletico Madrid. So Andy Robertson is in, and this one is from David Ornstein, by the way. Oh, big up Redbird. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you are well. Hope you are well. Out of a percentage of 100, do you think this one will happen, chat? Do you think this one will actually happen? Because Lewis Steele says Costas is going. Kirkes is on. Like that's done. Like, you might as well just. I mean, the guy's probably walking around in a Liverpool shirt now, like just in his house, because I mean he's literally been stalking Liverpool. Like he's been on every single post. Like he's. I mean, I don't know. He's probably got a Liverpool tattoo. Like right now, he's probably watching compilation videos of Robbo to see how he can mimic what he does. Not this season or last season, but in the previous seasons when he was top notch. But do you think this one could happen? Like, do you genuinely believe this one could happen? Because David Ornstein's been wrong before. Like he's let us down a few times now. You think 30%? It's interesting though, because Robbo did an interview when he was at a golf event, and he was talking about like Kirkes being being the guy, like Kirkes and Hatto? Do you think so? Do you think Kirkes and Hatto? So obviously we've got this one from Fab, and he's been pretty bang on, by the way, for all season, to be honest. I've got to give him quite a bit of flowers as well, to be fair, because I didn't really think he was that good. I thought he was a bit of a spoofer, but he has been bang on with a lot of transfers, like a lot. And he said, like, look, Kirkes is not listening to any other clubs. He only wants Liverpool. And we've heard that before. We heard that before with Wirtz. And this is called the shakedown. This is called the shakedown. So this is us at the table with Bournemouth with a bag of cash going, we're going to give you 38 million or 35 million. And they're going, no, we want 45 million. And we're like, we're giving you 38 million. No, we want 45 million. No, we're giving you 35 million. And then Bournemouth are going, you just offered us more. Why are you offering us less? And we go, do you see anyone else sitting around the table here? And then they go, shit, where's everyone gone? And we're like, 35 million quid here. Do you think maybe you should take it? Like, haven't you just bought a left back to replace him? Do you think Kirkes is going to be happy with that you bought a left back to replace him? And nobody's around the table but us with a bag of money. Do you think maybe you should take 38 million? Sorry, 35. That's your fault, Polo. You wrote 38 in a Reddit. So I think this is the shakedown. So I think this is us sat at the table, just like we were with Kirkes. Under Kirkes. God. Just like we went, not God, we went at the table with him. Well, he might as well be, to be honest, some of the deals we've done. I think this is us just sat at the table with Bournemouth. And we're just going, look, here's the money. What are you going to do? You've literally bought a player to replace him. The guy's literally wearing a Liverpool kit now. Like he's turned up to training in a Liverpool kit at Bournemouth. And we're like, 35 million quid. So I think we'll probably get him. Scottish, I think we'll probably get him for about 32, which is hilarious because I just said 38 and I just said 35. But I actually think we're probably going to get him for about 32. I genuinely do. Like there was a lot of rumours going around that Liverpool weren't prepared to pay more than 35 million. But we've got to start somewhere. So we're probably going to start lower. So I think we might get him for like maybe 32, 33, 34. Kirkes is probably on holiday now, playing keepy ups on the beach in Liverpool shorts with Dominic Szoboszlai. talking about the intricate knowledge of Liverpool and where he should sit when he approaches Mo Salah in the coffee area, because he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to get on Mo's bad side to start things off. And he's also probably telling him, like, you know what numbers he can have and maybe where he can sit in the dressing room. He's probably telling him, like, what are the best clubs to go to in Liverpool, and there's not that many. Trust me, there's not that many. He goes to bed in Liverpool pajamas. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, so I think that's just the shakedown now. I think it's the shakedown. Yeah, he's a full kit wanker, and he probably got boots and socks and everything, shin pads, Liverpool shinnies on. But yeah, he's probably uses Nivea cream as well, just to, like, just the whole shebang, like Nivea cream, like with a pint of Carlsberg, like the whole lot, like, you know what I mean? Take it all in. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. And Fabrizio's, I mean, to be fair, he's not been wrong. He's not been wrong. He wasn't wrong about Wirtz either. All the England journos were all doubting him, and he just went straight in and said, "Look, sticking my neck on the line here. This one's done." So we've got Kirkez. So I think Kirkez is pretty boxed off. So that's obviously Andy Robinson moving out. I don't see a lot around. Kostas Tsimikas, and this is the one which will also is supposed to leave. So let's just have a look. Is there any news about Kostas leaving? So let's just have a look. So there was an article which came up at the end of May. Yeah. So there was an article that came up at the end of May, and it was on the Leeds United News website, which I'm going to bring up here, but I've just got to agree to their bloody emails, and I've also got to block their ads. 2 seconds. Yeah, so this came up on the Leeds United. Well, it's not the Leeds. It's not the actual official, but it's Leeds United News. Yeah. Oh, they had adverts come up in the middle of it. Anyway, let me just bring that there. Okay, like that. Okay, so Daniel Farr. So that one you're drunk. Daniel Farr has highlighted or basically wants Kostas Tsimikas as his replacement for Junior Firpo. And Junior Firpo is going to leave Leeds. Yeah. They've just sold him. Okay. I didn't know they'd sold him. At the time, they hadn't sold him. Okay. So Firpo's gone. Kostas makes a lot of sense to take his place. I think he really does. Like, he's a relatively cheap option. We'll probably get the 15 million that we spent on him back. And I've got to be honest, like, does anybody see Kostas being at Liverpool next season if he's back up for Kirkez? Like, does anybody actually see Kostas getting game time next season if Kirkez is there? Like, completely honest, like, because it will be between Kostas and Kirkez. Wolves also need the left back. You're right. I think Wolves have got a left back already. I think they signed a Brazilian kid like 2 years ago or a year ago. And that's the point. That is definitely the point that I wanted to mention, because there are no links to Owen Beck leaving. And he had a really good season at Blackburn Rovers. And he's only 22. And I'm sure Owen Beck would love to be back up to Kirkez. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. I'm really not saying that sarcastically. That's giving someone a chance. That's just like Bradley got a chance with the right back position with Trent. Like, you can be Trent's backup. Like, Owen Beck, you could be Kirkez's backup, which means you play cup games, you play Champions League games. Like, if they're lesser teams, like, there is a chance. I don't see any links to Beck moving, and Beck had a really good season. So my outgoings, this is called obviously the Outgoing Show. My outgoings could actually be both our left backs, which is wild. It's really wild that both of our first team left backs could leave and one of them be replaced by a top left back who's been the best left back in the Premier League this season. Like, he really has. And he's not missed a game, by the way. He played every single game. Every single game he played this season in the Premier League for Bournemouth. Like, that's not an easy thing to do as a as a left back or a right back to play every single game. This is the kind of level of player that we're looking at. The level of player that we're getting in, who can play at that level, that pace. Like, has anyone seen the goal that Kirkes scored in like the 94th minute against Newcastle? Like, he ran the entire length of the pitch and pinged it in the bottom corner. Like, they won like 4-0 in that game. And I mean, you're not wrong. He is an absolute unit. Like, and he's filled out as well. Like, there's a lot of people that are talking about, like, you know, Wirtz has still got potential filling out phase where he could bulk up and make himself more of a stronger midfielder. But Kirkes is a unit. Like, he's a flying machine, like proper unit, puts the tackles in, not scared of it. It was a belter, it was a really good goal. So then you got Owen Beck, and Owen Beck's not been linked. Like, I'm going to do another search now, but Owen Beck has not been linked with a move out of Liverpool. It just hasn't. Like, yeah, he's just. I mean, the latest stuff I've seen was 25th of March. Owen Beck is likely to leave Anfield on a permanent transfer after an impressive loan at Blackburn Rovers. But if Liverpool decide, oh, this is years ago, by the way. Yeah, sorry, that's years ago. No, there's no news there. So if Liverpool decide, that we want to sell Robbo, and we get what, 10 million, 15 million, like that's just profit, because Robbo cost, like, I don't know, 8 million, like 11 years ago or something mad like that. So you sell Robbo, you sell Costas, you get your money back for Costas. You reduce the wages by, he's on 75 grand a week, Costas, and then Robbo's on 160. So you're then reducing the wages massively. Basically, those wages are going to pay for Wirtz. So you move those two out, get 25 million, yeah, and then those wages offset to Wirtz. You then get Kirkes in, who might cost 35 million. Well, you've just got 25 million for those two. So you've already paid most of his money, yeah, and he's going to be on 70 grand. Yeah, so you might just give him Costas as wages. And then you have Owen Beck as his backup. Or not out of the realms of possibility, you keep Joe Gomez. Like, Joe Gomez was the best left back in the league when we played him for an entire season. Joe Gomez is only 27. Like, he's younger than Kostas Tsimikas. People seem to forget how good Joe Gomez is. So you've got Kirkes, who plays every game pretty much. You've got Joe Gomez as backup, and potentially you could have Owen Beck as third choice if you don't want to get rid of Owen Beck. But if you want to sell Owen Beck, you might get like 5 million. You won't get a lot of money for Owen Beck, but you have chances of being able to have a player that can do that position, and we don't have to go and buy another, which is what I'm trying to say. Or there could be an option where we sign a centre-back that can play left-back as well. And that's where Gerald Hatto, Inacio, that's where those names in Capier, those names then come into the fray, and you start going, well, hang on a minute. We're looking at a centre-back that can play left-back, or we're looking at a centre-back that can play right-back. And then you start thinking, well, maybe there's a reason why we're doing that. But Gomez is an option. Look, we can all say that Joe Gomez is made of Pringles, or whatever you want to say about Joe Gomez's injuries. But if Gomez isn't playing, then he's not injured. So You know, Gomez isn't playing games, then he's not injured. And unfortunately, he got injured on a horrible pitch against Plymouth away. And it could have easily have been Virgil van Dijk who was playing in that position. So Joey took one for the team. And he's back next season. And if we keep him as a reserve left back, so he can be back up for Kirkes and obviously back up for Canarse or Virgil, then I ain't got a problem. He's always delivered. The guy has always delivered. Like that season when he was left back, I genuinely thought that's it. Like we've literally got our left back now. Like we don't need Robbo. We don't need Simicast. Like you could sell one of those. Joe Gomez was insane that season as left back. He really was. You're absolutely right. He was the best left back in the league that season. He was absolutely sensational. So I'm fine with having Kirkes and Gomez as my left back options. And I'm sure Gomez is fine with that as well. And I hear a lot of people saying, well, Gomez needs to leave to play football. Well, whenever Gomez plays football, he stops playing football. So let's just have him play football for a bit. Let him play for a bit, and then he can come back out of the team. So Gomez can have a couple of Champions League games. He can have the cup games. Gomez might play like 20 games a season. That's fine. That's fine for Gomez. 20 games a season is okay for Joe Gomez because he knows that he can't handle more than that. And you're absolutely right. He's homegrown. And this is the conversation we need to start having. Because if you look at the list of outgoings that we've got, there's a lot of homegrown players there that are on that outgoing list. And I know Robbo's not homegrown, so that's not an issue. Neither Simicast, that's not an issue. But if you don't have more than 17, you can't have 25 players. You can only have 22 players in your squad. And we suffered last season because we could only register 22 players. So you need to have more homegrown to make the quota to have 25. And we're moving Elliott and we're moving Quansah. These are homegrown players. And you want to sell Gomez? Well, he's homegrown. Green Gallagher's just gone, homegrown. And you can move Bradley into the team. He can be homegrown. You've got Curtis Jones, homegrown. But you've got other players that left the club. You got Tom Hill, whoever he was homegrown. He went. Not Cornell Miskell, the midfielder. I can't remember his name, but he's just been given a free transfer. He got released. He was homegrown. So there's players that are homegrown that have gone. There's 3 that have left the club. So they've gone. We need to replace those. Keeping Gomez is a good idea, and we won't get a huge amount of money, but he can be played in a number of positions. Yeah, Frimpong and Pasesic are homegrown, so that's 2 in. You're right. You're absolutely right. Reece Williams is as well. Well, we're not going to keep Reece Williams, are we? And we're certainly not going to keep Tyler Morton. Like they're both gone. Maybe we keep Dan's. But yeah. So should we have a look at more players that are potentially leaving? Yeah. So let's carry on with the list. So who have we got next? Did we have Darwin Núñez? I think we had Darwin Núñez. So we did have Darwin Núñez 8 hours ago. 8 hours ago, we have 2 articles that we need to discuss. We need to discuss these 2 articles, okay? So 8 hours ago, we have... Oh, why can't I share my screen? 2 seconds, let me just share my screen again. While I'm doing this, if you can please hit the like and subscribe, that would be absolutely wonderful. And I'm just going to share my screen. So this was 8 hours ago. Liverpool in contact for Darwin Núñez and Federico Chiesa. So we can kill two birds with one stone here, because they're both in the picture and they're both potential outgoings. Okay. So let's have a look at this. Okay. We don't need to talk about that. So this is it. To that end, the transfer journalist Fabrizio Romano has revealed contact from Napoli for both Núñez and Chiesa. Napoli. Let me see if there's any Italian updates. Oh, 15 minutes ago, 11 hours ago. How much? What? Okay, we definitely need to bring this one up. Okay, so we can bring that one up. Napoli want to sign Liverpool stars Darwin Núñez and Federico Chiesa. Antonio Conte is crazy about Núñez. Okay, so we need to ask the question, yeah. Would we sell Núñez and Chiesa this season? In the chat, do you think we would sell both players this season, this summer window? So we got one yes. Good day. Yeah, I know, yeah. Yes, 100%. I hope so. Okay. So do we feel that, yeah, we definitely have the champagne as well. Do we feel that Chiesa was a mistake? Do we think Chiesa was just a mistake that was made? Like that was an opportunist player that we thought we could get in. He's a good squad player to have. He could potentially do a number of positions, and it just didn't work out. 100%. Oh my God, don't even say that. Don't even say that. A punt didn't work out. True. Absolutely true. 100%. Chiesa just didn't work out. It just didn't. Last season, we registered 61 under 21. Last season, we registered 61 under 21 players additional to our. Okay, I didn't know that. I don't know where you found that out as well. Low cost points, low cost punts. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, man had issues. It was a gamble. Swap for McTominay, not a chance, mate. Chiesa was brighter on low and flip after cat. Yep, have to break a few eggs to make an omelette. 100%, 100%. Okay, so while we're breaking stuff down, I'm going to share my search screen so you can just see what I'm looking at. Okay, so I'm going to do a little search now, yeah, and I'm going to search to see if Napoli are linked with any other forwards. Spin it the other way around. Okay, let's spin it the other way around. Let's do a search from the Napoli point of view. Okay, because we're always searching about a Liverpool point of view, which is rightly so because we're obviously Liverpool fans. So let's see if there's any strikers that Napoli are linked with. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look right now. I'm searching live now. On Osimhen makes shock demand of Napoli as Galatasaray, Juventus, and Manchester United stay alert. That was at 7 o'clock. Inter ready to listen to offers for Hakan Kanaloglu. Yeah, okay, Napoli are looking at him. Napoli stands strong on Ginalu and Musa valuation, so they're looking at midfielders. Al Hilal have not given up on Osimhen. Fabrizio Romano names 2 clubs in the race to sign Liverpool star guaranteed to leave. Okay, this was at 2 o'clock today. Serie A giants closing in on 90 million Liverpool transfer raid. This is from the Napoli side of things. Okay, so we're looking at Napoli now. Okay, so let's have a look at this screen. So I'm just doing an outgoing search as live. Okay, so Fabrizio. Darwin Núñez remains guaranteed exit as Liverpool this summer. Saudi Pro League's keen. Understand also Napoli have made contact in recent days with Núñez on the shortlist, and more talks will follow soon. Okay, so the opportunity is to sell Núñez to Napoli. The valuation is 60 million for Núñez. Okay, it says it here. Okay, it says it here. If the Serie A side are serious to meet Liverpool's valuation, said to be at least 60 million, according to The Athletic. Okay, according to David Ornstein, 60 million. Are you happy with that? Are you happy with a 60 million pound transfer of Darwin Núñez? Yes or no in the chat. 60 million is a lot of money for a player that just hasn't worked out. And he scored what, 6 goals this season, like in total? I think so. Yeah, take 60 million. I think 60 million is getting more than actual he's worth. If we actually looked on Transfermarkt, I think he's only worth about 40 now, 45. That's how much he's decreased. Yeah, so 60 million. It's a good deal. Okay, so let's look at the 90 million pound offer, because if we're talking 60 million, where is the 90 million coming from? This is also from the same website, by the way. So this is a day later. So this is interesting. Serie A is closing in on 90 million transfer raid. Please say Jota. Please say Jota. According to La Repubblica, Antonio Conte is keen on bringing. Let's stop that. Keen on bringing both Darwin Núñez and Federico Chiesa for 90 million. The Núñez and Chiesa could be pivotal in efforts, with the duo likely to rake in around 90 million. So what we're looking at? So I'm trying to get my head around this, okay? Because that doesn't make sense. 90 million, 30 million for Chiesa does not make sense. You're right, and we're not going to get 80 million. Well, we're not going to get 70 million, are we, for Núñez when we've rated him at 60? That doesn't make sense. That makes sense. 70 plus 20, but they said 60 in the last article. I don't think an Italian club's offering 60 million for him. I think the maximum we'll get from Napoli for Núñez is 45 to 55, and potentially we might get 15 for Chiesa, which then puts us at 60, 70. if we got 65, 70 for those two, I would say that's it's not great business because we paid 77 million for Nunes and 12 million for Chiesa. But if we got more for Chiesa and maybe took a 20 million loss on Nunes, then I think we all just have to take that one on the chin. And if you also look at how much we paid for Nunes compared to the number of goals he scored, it's like 1.2 million a goal, which is, I know that's a wild stat, but it's true. He literally cost us $1 million a goal. Like, just let that one sink in. I just don't think Nunes will go to Saudi. I just don't know why. Emil, I just don't know why. 60 for both? I could deal with that. I could handle that. I could handle 60 for both. And then you invest that money straight into, I mean, you could get Osimhen for 60, 63. Maybe you get 60 for Nunes, and then you offer, I don't know, 40 for Osimhen, and then they get Chiesa in as well. Like, but if you could move those wages on, and I'll say it right now, those wages will pay Osimhen's. Those wages pay Osimhen's. And I know a lot of people are saying Osimhen's asking for crazy wages. Osimhen's asking for 12.5 million a year. Like it isn't a huge amount that everybody's talking about. Like I think we pay Mo like 24, something like that. It's not a huge amount. It really isn't. Check Nunes' interview with Diaz speaking in Spanish where they were messing around, but Nunes mentions he would like the Saudi for the money. Is that the one where they're looking at where they're looking at a player trying to see if he's a professional or not on YouTube? Was it Spot the Professional or something like that? I think I've seen that. So think of it like this, yeah. Let's just think of it like this. Let's just bring up a calculator again. Yeah, we'll do the calculator. We'll do the calculator. Okay, we'll do an online calculator. Yeah, so let's do an online calculator. We're sharing the tab. Yeah, we're sharing the tab. Okay, so we've got an online calculator up here. Okay, so say we got 15 for Costas, yeah, plus 10 for Robertson. We got 18.5 for Kelleher, and we got 10 for Trent, and then we got 60. Shall we say 60 for Nunes and Chiesa? That's 113 million already. And then we are looking at other players now. So unfortunately, we're going to move on to another player that's potentially leaving. Where is it? Is it this one here? No, it's not. It's this one. Nope. Okay. So okay, so what if this one goes? This one is a real issue for me, okay? And the reason why I say it is he's now talking about the fact that he was promised we would sell him for 60 million. And we've turned our back and we won't take 60 million for him now. Does anyone feel that this one could end up forcing his way out the club? Just like Cunha, just like who else we got? I mean, we can talk about Liverpool players, but there's not a huge amount of Liverpool players that have forced themselves out of the club. But he could force himself out of the club like Victor Gyökeres is now to Arsenal. Does anyone feel that this one could actually rumble on a lot through the transfer window, and we end up with a problem? Because Liverpool 180, and Nunes thinks that he can go for 60. And unfortunately, Barcelona aren't going any higher than 60. And we know that because they're looking at Diaz or they're looking at Nico Williams, and Nico Williams is available for 50. So they feel they can get a deal for one of those for around 50 million quid. And we want probably 65, maybe 70 for him. Do you feel we're going to end up selling him for the 60 because of the situation of him saying, look, I want out. I want to go to Barcelona. Does anyone feel that's going to rumble on? And in your heart of hearts, would it just be better if we just let him go and we didn't have all of the aggro to go with it? Because 60 million quid is still a good profit on a guy that we spent, I think it was 43. I mean, you say they don't have 60 million, but they've literally just bought a player for like 25 million, a goalkeeper. Barcelona have money. They just don't want to spend it. But for me, we paid 55. I don't think we paid 55, did we? Did we pay 55 for Diaz? Can someone else confirm that in the chat? Okay, so if we paid 55 million for him, we've had, what, 4 years out of him? 37. I thought it was 37. I thought it was either 37 or 43. Like, are you replacing Diaz for 60 million? I think we are. I'm going to bring up a player that I think we're replacing Diaz with shortly. Was it 65 million we paid? I don't know now. You know what? I'm going to actually find out how much we paid for him now, because everybody's giving us wild numbers. You're all giving us wild numbers here. Let's have a look. How much did we pay for Luis Diaz? €54 million we paid. How much is that in? How much is that? I'm just going to put pounds because it makes sense. 37.5 million pounds. Oh, with 12 million add-ons, 12.5 million add-ons. Oh, okay. So that's a fair point. So did they get the add-ons? Liverpool paid the full 50 million for Luis Diaz. We did. Okay, so we paid everything for Diaz. Okay, so we paid 50 million for Diaz. Who wrote 50 million in the chat? Whoever wrote 50 million in the chat, I apologize to. Okay, you were right, I was wrong. Okay, so we did. We paid We paid the full 50 million for Luis Diaz. I didn't know it was 50 million. I thought it was 37.43. Like, yep, you said it, Tony. You said it, Tony. I think that's his replacement if he leaves. And there's quite a lot of smoke, and I'm going to show you a couple of pages later. But I think he's the replacement. It's not gone away. It has not gone away. He really has not gone away. Like, and I also want to show you on SofaScore his form, because his form went off a cliff when he was told he couldn't come to Liverpool. It's like it really affected him. Like, he got really affected by it. Look, if you think people say Diaz is better than Gordon, you can judge that how you want. But Gordon's 24, Diaz is nearly 29. Gordon's got a number of years ahead of him. Gordon's a Liverpool supporter. Gordon can play in multiple positions. Gordon makes Isak look insane with the amount of work he does for him. There's an element that I think Arne Slot could get Gordon to work. Yeah, he signed an extension because he kind of had to, mate. There's also a video of him. You think Diaz is better? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You think Diaz is better? You think Diaz is better? But do you think Diaz is going to get any better? So do you think Diaz is going to get any better? Do you think we're going to get any more money for Diaz? Do you think Diaz wanting a move to Barcelona is going to be good for us? Because he's literally come out and said it. Like, if you've got a guy that's coming out and saying he wants to move to Barcelona, and why isn't he being allowed to? That's not a good thing. That's really not a good thing. And I don't want that lingering around next year when we've got the likes of Kerkez, Wirtz, Frimpong, whoever else. I'm just saying, like, we need to bear that in mind. Homegrown as well. That's the one. That's the one. That is the one. And Newcastle are prepared to sell him because they started playing Harvey Barnes ahead of him. And this is what we need to look at as well. He's on the outgoings list. So should we add him on to the calculator? So if Barcelona get what they want, then we add another 60 million onto the list. Okay, the calculator keeps on clicking. Okay, so we've just looked at Luis Diaz. So that's Diaz. Who else are we going to look at? We can do that. We can do a bit of a dig into Anthony Gordon if you want. Can have a little look at it. 24-year-old spent his academy days at the Blues, but he's a Liverpool fan. Liverpool learn it will take an offer between 75 to 80 million to get Anthony Gordon. I'll ask you this question. What if Anthony Gordon puts in a transfer request? How much will it cost for Liverpool to get Anthony Gordon? They paid 40 million for him. Do you think we could get Anthony Gordon for less money than we sell Luis Diaz for? What do you think in the chat? You do. It's Claire Balding. I know it is. Every time I see it, it's Claire Balding. You're not wrong. Like, it's really scary. He wears really, really crazy clothes as well, by the way. 50 million with a transfer request. 65. 65 to 80. I don't think he'll cost 80. I really don't. Do you think that we could get Gordon with to Newcastle? Do you think Gordon could be got with a player? Because last season, Anthony Gordon nearly signed for Liverpool. There was a medical booked in Leipzig, in Germany. Joe Gomez was going the opposite way, plus 50 million. It was happening. Like, this was a transfer that almost happened. Anthony Gordon almost signed for Liverpool. I'm going to share my screen. I've literally just done a quick search. Yeah. Though that deal ultimately fell through, it is certainly interesting to hear how close Gordon was to joining Liverpool. According to the Mail's Simon Jones, a medical was arranged for the pair in Leipzig as negotiations took place while they were both in the England squad at the Euros. We almost signed Anthony Gordon last year with Joe Gomez going in the opposite direction. It almost happened. Do you think that it could not happen again? Because we clearly wanted the left winger, who can also play as a forward, by the way. He can play as a centre forward. There is absolutely no reason why Anthony Gordon couldn't come to Liverpool and play as a false nine. There's no reason why he couldn't play as a nine. There is no reason at all. Like, he did it for Newcastle, and he did it pretty well. And I get people are sat there going, oh, well, he's not that clinical and blah, blah, blah. He's 24. Like, he's the same age as Mo Salah when we signed him. Like, he's got years ahead of him. And he's a really good player. Like, all the numbers are good. He's been good for Newcastle. You know, it's just a thought. It's a thought because we wanted the guy. He's homegrown. He's a Liverpool fan. There must have been something there for us to want this guy. There must have been. Why on earth would we book a medical for Anthony Gordon if we didn't want Anthony Gordon? Newcastle want Elanga. I don't even need to do a search now, Luke. I was going to do a search for players that Newcastle want. Newcastle want Elanga. You're absolutely right. I don't even need to do a search now. Shirley from EastEnders. No, I get that. I get we're not buying him to be the number 9. I totally get that. But if we move Chiesa, Diaz, and Nunes out of the team, we're going to need a player that can play in multiple positions. And he can play on the left side. He can play as a false 9. He can do those 2 positions, and he can do them well. So do not rule out Anthony Gordon as Luis Diaz's replacement. Don't do it. Don't do it because everybody's been going, oh, it's not him. Like, that's gone. Really? That's gone quiet. That's all. And if you look at the links, and if you look at the fact that Curtis Jones liked the post about Anthony Gordon coming to Liverpool, why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? Why is Curtis liking Liverpool posts? Like, why is Curtis Jones liking things about Anthony Gordon coming to Liverpool? Why is Anthony Gordon lauding Liverpool on a sports game show last year, like talking about like I would love to go back there. Like it just I never made it through the academy. Like they let me go. Seriously, do not sleep on Anthony Gordon because he could be Luis Diaz's replacement. Okay. Anyway, that's the Luis Diaz thing, and I've added the money on to the calculator. We're at 173 million so far. How much have we spent already if you add everybody up that we're buying? So if you add Wirtz, Kirkez, I know we haven't signed Kirkez yet, but if we add up Kirkez, for example, and we add up Frimpong, yeah, if you want to add up how much we paid, you can do it that way. So far, we've spent 110 million. So far, that's what we spent, 110 million. And so far, we've sold 18 million plus 10 million. So we've got 28 million so far we've sold. And if we're looking at players' outgoings, we could potentially be at 173. And if we buy Kirkez for, say, 38 million, just say 38 million, just to, or even just put it at 40, just as a straight figure, yeah, then we're looking at 150 million. We're already in the green. And we've moved on. Queven Kelleher, Darwin Núñez, Federico Chiesa, and Luis Diaz so far. We still got to look at Elliott. We've also got Kostas Tsimikas and Andy Robertson. So they've all gone as well. So we've still got to look at Harvey Elliott, Tyler Morton, Ben Doak. I've missed one out, and Gerald Quansah. We've still got to look at those. That's going to take us way into the 200 million mark. Way into the 200 million mark. And Diogo Jota, I also put on the list. We're going to look at all of those. Okay? Carry on going. All right. What are we at now? So we're now looking at, let's have a little dig into something I found really interesting, which was Arne Slot's transfers and departures when he was at Feyenoord. Yeah. So if we look at the arrivals, yeah, we've got David Hanchko, yeah, centre back, who can play left back. Quinton Timber, who was a defensive midfielder, who's also a midfielder. Santi Giménez, who is a centre forward. Igor Paxao, who was a winger. Daryl Thum, who was a right back. Beluda, who was a centre back. And Simiaski, I'm not sure where he played. But then you've got Mats Wiefer, who was a defensive midfielder. Yeah. Okay. Isn't that really interesting? Do you find that really interesting? Oh, Dirrelson's a winger. I thought Dirrelson played as a right back, or a right, like a not a right, a fullback, a right fullback. Is Beluda number 10? Okay, Beluda's number 10. Good on you though for picking me up on that. But isn't it really interesting the players that he signed? So he signed a centre back, midfielder, striker, winger, and he got another winger, and then he got a number 10, and then Szymanski. Where does Szymanski play then, by the way? Can you let us know where Szymanski plays? So you've got a lot of players that he brought in from multiple positions, by the way. And then outgoings. Siniesta, he was a winger. They got rid of him. Malachka, he was a left back, I think. Got rid of him. Marco Senesi, central defender. And I'm not too sure about these guys. I don't know where these guys. But look at all the free transfers he got out as well. A couple of free transfers and a lot of outgoings. But as you can see, he shifted a lot of players in and out. Is he number 10 as well? Okay, so you got a couple of number 10s. Okay. Yeah, I know. I know. LK should know. I know. What was he? He was a number 10, but we couldn't afford the 50 million asking price, so we loaned him for a season. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Big up though. So basically, the point I'm trying to make is, I know we're talking about we've only got 3 players in so far. We could easily get 7 or 8 because he's done it before and he's made it work. He's won multiple trophies with the squads that he's got. So he could make it work, and he's done it before, which is the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, with the outgoings. Okay. So I mean, there's loads of stuff on Robbo. Like, I don't really need to go on it. Like, there's obviously Spanish reporters on Robbo. So that was his first season that I just showed you, by the way. Yeah, so that was the first season that I just showed you with Slot's team. Ornstein's done Rob. Everybody's like talked about Robbo, so I don't need to go into more details about that. I can show you the Ali one. So Ali's going nowhere. Turns out Galatasaray. The funny about Cody, I can show you that. He had to dye his hair. The pair of them dyed their hair blonde for a bet. So they had to dye their hair. I thought that was funny. Cody's going nowhere, by the way. This was a weird one that popped up. Liverpool FC posted a picture of Darwin Núñez 3 years ago when he signed. Just thought that was a bit of a weird one. I think they paid 500,000 for him, like buttons. This was an interesting one I thought I'd show you because all of the players in this photo are potentially going. You've got Elliot, Chiesa, Robbo, that's Quansah behind him, and that's Costas. Funny. I also wanted to post this one as well because I know there's a lot of rumours of him going to Manchester United, but according to Sasha Torioli, LFC has always been the most concrete in the player's mind. That's what he said, okay? That's exactly what he said, okay? So don't sleep on that one, because if Ekitike wants to come to Liverpool, then it's another situation where the table's empty. Well, there's no one here. Like, the player said no to everybody apart from Liverpool. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, Frankfurt? You want 85 million? You're not getting 85 million. You sold Mamouche for 60. You can sell the same guy for 60. If Liverpool are the only ones sat at the table, we'll be getting Ekitike for less than 85 million. We will be getting Ekitike for less than 85 million. But if that rumour's true, and he's concrete in his mind that he wants to come to Liverpool, then we get him. Then we get him because we know the player wants to come to Liverpool. He's told us. He can turn everyone else away, and then we can sit at the negotiation table on our own and go, what are you going to do? You need a new striker now. You need to go and buy one. Well, you haven't got any money yet. So how much do you want? 85? Nah. Who's the guy you want? Well, he's worth 40. Okay, we'll give you 60. Here you go. You have 20 change. You have 20 to invest somewhere else. This is it. Yeah. Mamouche used to get 80. How much did he get sold for? 60. It's the same. I don't think Isaac. I don't think Isaac. I really don't. Unfortunately. Okay, so let's go through. Let's talk about this one next. Oh, this one's a really difficult one for me because Gerald Quansah wants to leave. I don't think he's going to be a Liverpool player next season. I don't think he's going to push out Konate. I think Konate is going to sign a new deal. If we move Robbo and Tsimikas off the books, there's plenty of money there for Quansah, not Quansah, for Konate, and Konate should be paid 200k. Like, sorry, if Virtu's getting 200k, then Konate should be getting 200k. He's done it. Like, and the fact that he's come out and said he wants to win the Champions League, then it's got to be done. Like, you have to get this guy tied down, and you need to get a Champions League for him. Like, it was unfortunate we didn't get him signed for the year we won the Champions League. Like, it's unfortunate. He was on our radar for a long time. I get it, he's 22, but he wants to play football. He's not going to play football at Liverpool. Like, and he doesn't want to be third choice. And at the moment, he's fourth choice behind Gomez. 50 million? I don't think we get 50. I think we get 40, if I'm real. But 40 million from a club that we've just given 100 million to seems like a really good bit of business to me. Does it not? Does not sound like a good bit of business. We just give you 100 million. Can we have 40 back for a guy that we didn't pay a penny for? We didn't buy him. He came from our youth team. He came from our youth squad. We'll have 40 million back. So you might as well just sit there and really think of, well, how much did Wirtz really cost? Well, Wirtz might have only cost us 60 million if we sell him for 40 million. Like, that's wild. That is genuinely wild. If we sell him to Bayer Leverkusen for 40 million quid, then Wirtz really cost us 60 million because we didn't pay for the guy. We didn't pay for him. He cost us zero money. Zero. Madness. Absolute madness. Well, I might as well bring this one up then. 2 seconds. Where is it? If we're going to talk about Inacio, then I might as well bring up the Inacio link I've got. Where is it? Let me just close these. 2 seconds. Yeah, Inacio's not going away. He's not going away. And there are strong links to Inacio today. Also, Ben Jacobs has basically quashed the Edwards to Saudi rumor, so don't worry about that one. Ben Jacobs quashed that one today. Where is it? I've done that one. Also, I'm going to show you this as well, which is crazy. They've got 5 Man of the Match awards in the Champions League, like for Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen were very poor in the Champions League, and he still got more Man of the Match awards than anyone else. What were the links? Oh, Inacio. Okay. Right, 4 hours ago, pop this one up. 4 hours ago, Sporting centre-back Gonzalo Inacio has caught the attention of the Premier League, particularly of Manchester United and Liverpool. He could be sold for a price potentially lower than his 51 million release clause. Did we all see the release clause number again? Do we like release clauses? Do we like release clauses? Well, I think we do. Because we just got Frimpong on a release clause. How about we go and get an Asio on a release clause? Potentially lower. That one, I think, will definitely develop. I really do think there are strong rumours in Asio. We've been looking at him for a long time. A long time. This guy's proven it now. Like he's won another league title. Like won another league title. I know it's mental. 80 million PSR that would be. It's mental. Everybody's linked with Man United. I know. Well, everyone's linked with Man United because they're old managers there. But Gyökeres has said no. Osherman said no. Who else has said no? And Buemo's said no. It's only Cunha who said yeah. Like Edwards love a release clause. Edwards also really likes Inacio. Inacio turned down Newcastle last year. He said openly he wants Liverpool. You're absolutely right. Delap turned down them as well. You're right. I really don't know about that one. But if you want a player that can play like Virgil van Dijk, can happily bring the ball out from the back, have a brilliant passing range, really cool head, can also play left side. He's 23 as well. Like, he's that sweet spot. It's Quanta's 22. Daniel Agger vibes, 100%. 100%. Yeah, that was funny, that. It was funny, that. Yeah, maybe we were in negotiation with an Asio. You're absolutely right. Anyway, that one could easily happen in my eyes. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at the calculator again. Okay, we're getting the calculator back out. So, how much do you think we could get for Quanta? Because I think Quanta's leaving. I think Quanta will be sold. Like, I don't see a future for Quanta under slot. They absolutely are, which is probably the reason why we didn't even try for the manager. 49 million. 50. You think we get 50 million for Quanta? 40 million. 30 million. You know what? I actually think we probably meet in the middle. I'm going to put down 35 for Quanta. I'm going to put down 35. Okay, so now we are over the 200 million mark. Okay. So the players we haven't sold is Harvey Elliott, Ben Doak, and Diogo Jota. Okay. We've got rid of everybody else. Oh, and Tyler Morton. We've got rid of everybody else. So we've got rid of Kelleher's gone, Robbo's gone, Simicas gone, Quanta's gone, Diaz, Nunes, Chiesa. That's 7 players that have all been sold. Okay. And we've managed to recuperate 208 million off 7 players. That's not bad business. Really good business, by the way. So let's now look at Elliot. Okay. Let's look at Elliot rumors. Okay, I'm doing this live. I'm doing this live with you. Okay, you can see this now. Okay, what have we got? ESPN. A week ago, 5 days ago, 6 days. 8th of June. Let's have a look at the 8th of June. Let's look at the 8th of June. Okay, that's from nobody. It really doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Okay, so let's have a look at ESPN. ESPN are quite reliable. Liverpool midfielder Harvey Elliott has said he could look to leave the club as he doesn't want to waste time in his career on the bench. Elliott's had 147 appearances, the majority of them which have been substitute. It's true. I don't want to be wasting years of my career. Okay, so let's see if there are any transfer bids. Okay, Liverpool is reportedly willing to sell him for a fee between 40 to 50 million, with clubs such as Wolves, Aston Villa, AFC Bournemouth showing interest in acquiring him. A transfer to West Ham could offer Elliott a chance to remain in the Premier League and continue his development. Okay, I don't know why that is, because all those other clubs are in the league as well. Liverpool to accept 30 million Elliott offer amid Aston Villa. Okay. So let's have a look at that. Let's also have a look at Plettenberg. Okay. So let's look at the Aston Villa link. 30 million. 30 million for Elliott to Aston Villa. You think we can get 50? I think we'd take 40. I think we'd take 40. Genuinely think we'd take 40. Yeah, 35 to 40. I think we'd take 40. I really do. Okay, so if Aston Villa are willing to pay 30, then we could definitely get that up to 40, because that would be a negotiation. And they're looking to move Amadou Onana out. And I don't want Onana, by the way. Like, I did want Onana a while ago, like before he went to Everton. I thought he was a good player. But in Plettenberg, let's have a look at Plettenberg. Departure of Harvey Elliott is possible. There are many interesting inquiries and talks ongoing. Liverpool would not stand in his way if a suitable offer came in. He is under contract till 2027. We have so much. We have so much power in that transfer. I think we could get 45 to 50 million now. He's tied down for another couple of years. Elliott with pace, yeah, no. Elliott with pace would probably stay in the team, mate. Let's be honest. Check Arteta, bottom right. What was that? Was this on one of the pictures? One of the pictures. Oh, that. Yeah. Let me get rid of that. And that. Morgan Rogers keen on Arsenal transfer. 9th of June. Morgan Rogers keen on Arsenal transfer. Morgan Rogers got 14 goals and 15 assists for Aston Villa in 54 games. I didn't know that, by the way. That's a lot of assists. I didn't know he got that many assists in 54 games. Duran, 31 games, 12 goals. He's played just over 1,000 minutes. Wow. He's available on loan, by the way. I don't know how much Morgan Rogers would cost, though. Like, he cost them 8 million. Like, I reckon they could probably get... Oh, they're also looking at Zizi, by the way, Aston Villa. Who's a player that we've looked at. Okay, so... Right. I wasn't sharing the right screen. Sorry, I was talking about Morgan Rogers. Sorry, I was sharing the wrong screen. Okay, so let's say 50 million. Yeah, let's say 50 million for Elliot. So I'm going back to the calculator. Let's add another 50 million. So that's another 50 into the calculator. Okay, we're now at 258 million on the calculator. Yeah, 258 million on the calculator, and we've spent 160. I mean, if you want to put all of the 30 million in for Frimpong, you can, but I don't see the point because we haven't spent it. So let's look at 160, yeah, and we've got 258 coming in. Okay, we're still near 100, and we've still got 2 more players to go. Okay, so let's go back and let's have a look at Ben Doak now. Okay, so let's have a look at Ben Doak. Let's see if there's any interest in Ben Doak. Okay, so Ben Doak attracted transfer interest, with Liverpool reportedly rejecting bids from Palace and Ipswich. Liverpool is said to value Doak at around 30 million. Okay. Ben Doak sent message as Everton could be surprised. He's wanted by a number of clubs. Let's just be completely honest. He's wanted by a number of clubs, and he's not wanted by us. Okay. So how much do we think Ben Doak would go for? Maybe we just send Ben Doak on loan to Everton for a year or 2, and he plays for them, and then we decide whether we want to keep him or not. I'm cool with that. Manchester United under Fergie had a habit of doing that with loads of players, by literally sending them on loan in the Premier League, and then getting game time, and then coming back. And if they were good enough, they play for Man U. If they weren't, then he sold them. 20 million and a handshake, you think? We turned down 15, and he had a good season with Borough. I would say 25. I'm going to put 25 for Ben Doak. Right. Now we're at a number which is the number that's been touted around, shall we say. This 300 million is a number that's touted around. That this is the number that Liverpool are going to be spending this summer. Okay, so we're at 285, and we've potentially got 1 more player that we could move on in Tyler Morton. Well, 15 million seems about right for Tyler Morton, which puts us on puts us at the 300 million mark. It just does. So let's just bang 15. That's 298 million. Okay, we got 298 million. We got 298 million there. Yeah. We've spent 160. Okay, we spent 160. $160 on Wirtz, Frimpong, and Kerkez. Yeah. Now we have to look at the money that's gone out. So we've just worked out 300 million in sales for everybody. Let's just say everybody went that was on the list. Yeah, everybody. That leaves us with 140 million pounds left. Okay. And that doesn't even include money that we're getting in for sales, like as in money from the Premier League, money from the Champions League, money from the board, whatever. Like it just doesn't. This is just player sales, just their player sales. Okay. Oh, Jota. How much do you think we could get for Jota? I didn't put Jota in there. You're right. Well spotted. Let's just leave Jota out. Okay. Let's just leave Jota out because the 300 is a good number to work with. Okay. So let's just leave Jota out. Okay. Rumoured Liverpool FC transfer spend for 2025-26 season. Okay, so okay, let me write 300 million. Yep, according to various outlets, the club are prepared to invest 300 million on marquee signings to reinforce key areas of the squad for Arnie Slot. This is in Yahoo Sports, by the way. I know Yahoo Sports aren't the greatest, but it's also on goal.com. It's also on This is Anfield, Anfield Index, The Mirror. Like it is in a lot of outlets that says that Liverpool are looking to spend 300 million this window. Okay. Now, 300 million. Yeah. We spent 160 already. It leaves us with 140. Okay. How many positions do you think we would reinforce in? I know Jota's, we're putting down 30, 40 million for Jota, but let's just leave Jota completely. Okay. Just for now. Okay. Slots war chest, 300 million. Madness. Absolute madness. Okay. So let's look at the positions that we haven't bought players for. Yeah. Left over. You've got the likes of centre back. You've got left wing and centre forward for me. Okay. So you've got three positions that you've ultimately sold a lot of players from. Yeah. So you've sold 2 left backs. You've sold 1 centre back. You've sold 3 forwards. Yeah. I know you've sold 1 midfielder and you sold 1 attacking midfielder, but you haven't lost any strength in that position because you've still got Gravenberch, McAllister, Endo, Curtis Jones, Dominic Szoboszlai, and also Florian Wirtz, like if you need to play him in midfield, because you can. So you've definitely got players in your midfield. Okay. So does everybody agree that those three would be key positions? So if you're looking at a centre back, yeah, just for example, we've talked about how much we've got left. We've got 140 million. Yeah, we've sold Quansah for 40 million, 35 million. Inacio could cost us 40 million. Yeah, so let's just put Inacio in the bag. Yeah, we'll put the fries in the bag. Yeah, and we'll put 40 million for Inacio. Yeah, so let's just put 40 million there, or we'll put 30 million for Hato. Okay. So let's just take that number down to 100 million now. Okay. So we've got 100 million to play with for a left winger and a centre forward. Well, if you split 50-50, then you're potentially getting two players there for 50 million each. Yeah. Say we go for two 50 million pound players, or say we go for one 100 million pound player who can play in multiple positions, or we go for one 60 million pound player and then a 40 million pound player, or we spend more. But we're already at a level where just our outgoings have hit us 300 million, and we bought everyone we need, and we've just bought a centre back that can also play left back. So we've strengthened the centre back and the left back position. So then we're looking at a centre forward and a winger, or two centre forwards and one of them can play as a winger. So we could then go for an Anthony Gordon and potentially, hang on, so we've got Gordon. So you've got, say, 60 million for Gordon. And then you've got a forward. Well, what if we spent 60 million for Ekitike? That's 120 million. That's 120 million. That literally puts us 20 million over budget, like as in we've spent 20 million. And you've got Anthony Gordon and you've got Ekitike. Or you could spend 60 million on Anthony Gordon and 60 million on Osherman. Or you could play 50 million on Nico Williams and 60 million on Ekitike. And I see where you're going with that. €100 million, yeah, is, I think it's 75 million quid. So we're not a million miles out. And if you look at the deal we've just done with Wirtz, we could just say 60 million cash and 10 million in add-ons. Like, it's not like we haven't done it before. And I get Gordon's no better than Diaz. Like, a lot of people have said it, but we almost signed the guy. You can't deny that. Like, you can't say that didn't happen. We almost signed the guy. Rodrigo, another 60 million pound player there, 70 million. Like, what I'm trying to get across here was the outgoings can pay for so many ingoings, which means Isak could happen, Alvarez could happen. We'd have to pay mega money for those. We're talking over 120 million probably. But the money is there because we've just made near enough 300 million. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we get him for less. I think we get him for less because he wants to come to Liverpool. He'll put in a transfer request. He'll go and say to Eddie Howe, I've just signed a new contract for you. You're going to get 20 million more than you would have before. Like, do me a favour. Let me go to the club that you were going to sell me to anyway. I'm just talking about the ingoings, the outgoings, and the potential we've got there. So the left wing, maybe we don't even go for any of those guys. Maybe we just play Rio Ingamoa as a backup for Cody Gakpo. Maybe we just do that. And maybe we put all the fries in the bag and we spend 120 million on Isak or Alvarez for the number 9. The interesting thing I'm trying to say is the money is there. We're going to get a lot of money back in the club. And if we move all of these players on, which it looks like we're doing, it looks like it's happening, outgoings are going to happen. You know, David Ornstein named 7 outgoings. Like 7 he named. We just gone through 9. If you watch the show back, you can see I've worked it all out with calculators and also looked at rumours and watched the show back. I explained all of it. So that's where we're sat now. So the outgoing show put us at near 300 million. We're going to invest that back into the team. We've invested 160 and we've not finished. There is more to come. Anyway, I hope that was beneficial, and I hope the hopium is all in your hearts now for Liverpool. And I've done nearly 2 hours, which is way over what I was going to do. But you all have a great time. Also, I've got one more super chat to pick up. No, I haven't. Yeah, I have. Oh, Peter. Amazing stuff, man. W's in the chat for Peter. 20 more memberships there. Go and grab them. Go and grab them. W's in the chat for Peter. W's in the chat for Peter. Wow. Thank you, mate. Thank you, mate. Go and grab your memberships, everyone. Go and do it. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. Also, if you haven't become a member, go and do it because there's lots of memberships available. I'm going to post a video up. I'll do that tomorrow. More stuff that I've done at the club that you can see. Obviously, I had the pitch to myself. And yeah, just keep on watching the news. There's more's happening. And if I don't see you again live soon, then maybe Kirkez will do the Axeline soon. And then obviously we'll get the video of Wirtz at the club signing. That's going to be epic. I don't know how that's going to go. If it's anything like the fact that Mo Salah was in the throne, you know, I just don't know how that's going to go, but it's going to be amazing. Up the Reds. And this season coming is going to be wild. It's going to be wild. I'm going to actually hang on there right now, and I'm going to transfer you over to who is live right now. Let's have a look who's live. Let's have a look who is live. I'm going to send you over to the 12th man. I'm going to send you over to the 12th man because this guy does a really good show, and he doesn't get enough viewers. So everybody get over to the 12th man and stick in KMac raid once I move you all over. 2 seconds. Oh, no, Don's live as well. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to send you over to Don. Okay. I'm sending you over to Don Sam and putting Kmat raid. I've got to help my bro out. Like he's helped me out so many times. So stick in Kmat raid to Don Hussam, and I will see you all later. I'll be in the chat anyway. All right. Catch you all up later. I am out of here. Bye-bye.